Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'm just popping in here for our weekly Thursday live. If you are with me, drop a hello in the chat so that I know if you're watching this on the replay. Let me know that you've got replay by putting that in the comments. So, this week, I don't know if you saw the episode that dropped yesterday or not, but it was an episode about how we keep starting things without finishing them. So, that might be a little bit uncomfortable for you because you might be placing a whole lot of blame on yourself. And I want to just give you a moment here to really think about this through with me because I don't think it's all your fault. Now, before you say, "Oh, no, it's me. I just need way more discipline." I really wanna challenge it, and I'm not saying that it's anybody else's fault either, but I'm just saying maybe it's a little bit deeper. Usually, things like that aren't just here because y you're lacking discipline or something like that. It's deeper than that. So if you've ever started a habit, a routine, a project, or a health goal, or this time it's different version of yourself, and then watched it slowly fade back into your normal life, you're not alone. And I know you're not alone, but if you're anything like I am, maybe you hold yourself to a different standard, and that might be a bit of a double standard for you. Now, the worst part isn't even stopping, it's the story that you've been telling yourself afterward. I guess I'm just somebody who doesn't follow through. Oh, I just don't have the discipline. Oh, it's just not me. I can't do it. Some people can, but not me. But I really want to push back on that because what I've seen with my clients and during this discussion with the other coaches, we saw as well is that it's not laziness or a lack of discipline. It's that you're following a system that was never designed for your life, or you're not following a system. One of the two. The system that you've created is one that leads you astray. So the article really puts it clearly. So in case you don't know, when we drop an episode, we also drop a blog post, and the blog post often takes what we taught in the episode and breaks it down a little bit further and gives you more scientific references and things like that so that you can get a little bit more information out of it. People don't quit because they're broken. They quit because they're using the wrong map for their reality. If you're looking for that blog post, it's betteryou.coach slash never dash finish. Or if you go to betteryou.coach slash blog, you can see all of our blog posts and then you can just click on the one that you want. And of course, the episode is in there as well. All right, so there's a lot of different reasons that this could be happening, but we've condensed it down to 5-ish reasons. So really one, it was never really your goal. You absorbed it from social media, from a podcast, from somebody else's life, a hack that maybe you heard of and it worked for them, but for some reason it's not working for you. So when you drop it, it's not that it's a failure, it's a clue. This doesn't work for me. So it's an invitation to dig a little bit deeper and figure out what does work for you. But a lot of times we don't dig deeper. We just sit in that failure, and we judge ourselves, and we start trying again using the exact same methods that we used before. And of course, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. Another reason may be that you're running on empty. You're trying to build habits on a drained system, and no amount of willpower ever fixes exhaustion. So, whatever it is that you're working with, whether it's your nervous system, whether it's your digestive system, whether it's your um, motivation systems, all systems really need to be kept maintained. And if you let yourself get drained, you need to take care of that first. You can't start something when you're already exhausted. You need to take care of yourself and boost yourself to a certain level so that you can start this new system. Another one is fear. Not just the fear of failing, because that is there, but a lot I've noticed with my clients and from the other coaches they've noticed, there's even more so a fear of success. And that sounds really silly because, I mean, yeah, we want to succeed. That's kind of the point, right? Like, but here's the thing, when you succeed, people start seeing you differently. And you might be concerned that you're going to be judged differently because of it. Or there's often parts of success, like one of my clients I remember talking to said that, yeah, what if I do this really well? What are they going to expect from me next? Right? What if I can't meet the next goal that they expect of me? So there's a bit of trepidation there, and sometimes that's part of what you need to work on before you even start trying this new habit, this new thing, this that you're starting. Is all of this kind of making sense? Let me know in the chat. Put I'm in if it's making sense. I'm in. Um, Number 4 is comparison is distorting your expectations. So you're trying to live up to someone else's routine with someone else's energy. This is a lot like the first one, right? So we see on Instagram or whatever these highlight reels of what these people are doing, but we don't actually see all the extra hard work that they put in on the other side, all the extra bonuses. You're just seeing all the positive stuff or the few things that they did put in there. And they might not have put their entire journey in there, which is important for you to note because um, sometimes we don't think that certain parts of the journey are really impactful, but they really are, like beyond what you consider. So it's important that you have that in there. Wrong timing, wrong season. This is another one, especially with my clients because I work a lot with cyclical living and things like that. So sometimes the thing that you're trying to implement isn't wrong, or even the method that you're trying to implement isn't wrong. It's just not right for you right now and waiting for the right season for you in. For example, if you are trying to put in a new routine and you're a brand new mom, first time baby, or you have a baby and a toddler, it's going to be very difficult for you to implement something completely new, especially if it's something that you're going to be doing away from your children when you're still in that very much immersed role. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of different nuances as to where you are in your life and how things fit in. So implementing things need to fit into your life instead of trying to fit your life into whatever you're implementing. Does that make sense? One thing around the other. So if any of those hit, I want you to put a me in there so that I know that I'm not alone in here and that you are dealing with this too. And that maybe this is giving you a little bit of inspiration. So drop a me in the chat. Just gonna have a little bit of a sip here of my water. I just have plain water today. What are you guys drinking? Let me know in the chat. I want to know what you guys are all drinking when you're here with me, just so I can get some inspiration for something yummy. Okay, so here's the shift that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today. You're not someone who doesn't finish things. You're someone who keeps trying to build a life using systems that don't match your capacity, your energy, or your season. And that changes everything because now the question isn't, how do I force myself to finish? It becomes, what actually fits me? And that might be different for every single one of us. But let's do a little simple framework that maybe works for you. Of course, this may not work for everyone because that's the same situation we were in when we first got into this, right? What worked for one person may not work for another. But these are some questions for you to think about to see how it might implement for you. So, a simple way to work with yourself is this even mine? Or did I borrow it from someone else's life? It's someone else's expectations of you and it's not something that's important to you, then it's not yours, right? Do I actually have the capacity for this right now? Not the ideal me, but the real me. What's going on in my life right now? Do I have capacity to start something new? And if I do, how much of a capacity do I have? And when we talk about capacity, we talk about your personal resources, right? Your money, your time, your energy, because those are things that is finite. Can I make this smaller? Habit change. There are a lot of research and studies around habit change, and every time it comes back saying you need you to make it smaller. It has to be small steps. How many bites does it take to eat an elephant? Or how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I really messed up that quote. But anyways, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So you need to take small, small steps. So the question I want you to ask is, can I make this smaller? So small that I can't fail at being consistent on this. Next, can I design it around my real energy? Not my fantasy schedule that, oh, the kids are going to go down for a nap every single day at this time. So I'm going to be able to invest 4 hours of time. No. What is your real schedule? How much time do you actually have? Okay. And can I stay curious instead of judging myself? This is the big one. When I stop, I don't want you to shame yourself. When you stop, you don't shame yourself. You want to investigate what changed, what worked, what didn't work, why, so you can consider that for the next time, then what you're going to do differently. Okay? It's a science experiment. It's not about whether you're a good person or not because you were or weren't able to finish this. This works or this doesn't work. There's no judgment in there. Okay? All right. I think that's everything I have for you today. If you have any questions or anything that you want to ask, drop it in the chat before we say goodbye so that I know that we have some information. I think the chat is live here. I'm not seeing anything come through. So, if you've been stuck in this cycle of starting and stopping, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken and you're not behind. You're just ready for a different way of doing this. And if this resonated, you can just drop a comment that says, call me and I will get a hold of you somehow. Or you can go over to betteryou.coach and you can schedule yourself in for a connection call either with me, one of the other coaches, or if you're wanting to work with a coach but you don't know where to start, we do have a connection call with our placement specialist and they will help you out. We'll figure out what fits your life and whether you should be starting this or how you should be starting this. And remember, consistency doesn't start with discipline, it starts with alignment. So that's all I have for you today. And I want you to always remember that you matter. So please take care. See you next time.